Right now, you may be at a crossroads in your life. You may not know where you are going or where things are headed at all in this particular moment. And if this is you, you are not alone. The rest of us right now are waiting for our fates to be determined by Source, by God, by whatever it is you believe in, to see what direction we head. But more so than that, we're being asked to choose. We're being asked not just to choose blindly or randomly, though. We are being asked to choose with what is in alignment with what Source wants for us. We're being asked to choose in accordance with what we see, in accordance with the inner perspective that we develop over this time. We are being asked to choose what is in alignment both with ourselves and with Source for the first time. Many of us may have felt like up until this point things have been completely out of our control. Maybe that's the case. Maybe part of our lesson here in the collective has been to let go of control and to let destiny lead the way. And if you're one of those people, again, you are not alone. This has been a lesson that this collective has had to learn, myself included, up until this point. But now the lesson has changed. Now the destiny has changed. That destiny now wants you to co-create with the universal direction, with the direction of Source, and most importantly, with the direction of God. We're going to be going over the current energetics right now in the universe. We're going to be looking at the astrology to confirm what's coming up ahead and what it is you need to know most for your highest and greatest good here on this chapter of Earth. I'll see you there in a second. Let's get into it. Right. So if you made it this far, congratulations. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, obviously, if you want to join the Soul family. Hit that like button if you appreciate this content so far and this is helping you. And my whole point, the whole point of me being here and what this channel is all about, if you want to stay, is giving us all the energetic updates we need to know in order to live a life connected with our heart, a life connected with our soul, and with our destiny. So if you are one of those people who has been feeling like maybe you're not fully in alignment with your destiny or you don't know what that is, watch this channel. It's going to change your life and give you those particular directions. So we do that through the magic of astrology, of course, through the magic of the tarot sometimes, and through the magic of the universal channeling that we all have. Now, let's look at the current astrology and see what's coming up. This is, at the time of recording, January 9th, 2023. And my goal is to put the next couple weeks into perspective so you can know what's going on first, until that time. First of all, I have to address, we are in the midst of a Mercury retrograde, and a pretty dramatic one at that. In fact, just as a quick update, Mercury here, you see the little RX symbol, has been in retrograde, I believe, for the past week or two. Not sure exactly on the precise date of when that started. I think it was like the beginning of January. It's just crossed over the sun. Both Sun and Mercury are here in Capricorn, conjunct the Descendant as well in the collective chart. Right now, it's almost like we feel, again, there's this mix of personal responsibility and personal empowerment that we have to take, right, for our life being a certain way or for our life needing to head into a direction. But also at the same time, the Divine's kind of like, hey, you can do what you can do, but then we recommend that you let the rest go, right? If you find yourself in a position where you're like, wanting to make it all happen or wanting to do it all yourself, don't try and do all that. That's unnecessary to a degree. But what the Divine is saying is take responsibility where you can take responsibility. Find out where and how you can be accountable in every situation going on in your life. And if you do that, the rest will be up to us, right? Meaning Source, the angels, the guides. If you ask for us, the rest will be up to what is truly in love versus what is based in fear, what is based in falsity, what is based in quite frankly, BS, okay? Because right now, also energetically, even without looking at the chart, right, there's a lot of either miscommunication, not just because Mercury retrograde, but there's a lot of illusions going on right now. A lot of mistakes happening as well in terms of people making choices through or because of those illusions happening during this Mercury retrograde, because there's a lot of fears going on. And fears are the primary thing right now that are causing a lot of delusion, which leads to action, which leads to choices that are based in those fears. And when I say wrong, right, I always catch myself saying that because I don't believe there's a wrong or a right. There's just in or out of alignment, or making choices out of fear or making choices out of love. So let's just say this. There's a lot of choices being made out of fear. Now, the good news is for many of us who are trying our best to make choices out of love, to be true to ourselves, to open our hearts and share our truth with the world, those choices made by others around us, either in our current vicinity or outside of us, right, in the government or anywhere else, right? So long as we are holding true and being strong within our own hearts, nothing can guide us wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Everything will come back into its truth. Everything will come back to truth, back to love. So long as you are being true to yourself and to the people around you to the best of your ability. If you can answer this question honestly and say, am I doing the best of my ability, to the best of my ability, being honest with myself and honest with the people around me, and living true to my heart and being honest as best you can to yourself in your heart. As long as you are doing those things, everything will be exactly as it needs to be. And even if it isn't, eventually in time it will come back. So I needed to say that message for some people here who are going through a tough time because maybe, there's been choices made out of a little bit of fear, and they're afraid that things may not go back to normal or how they're supposed to be. They may never go back to normal, but they will always find a way to come back to the truth, and the truth will always shine, outshine fear, and outshine darkness, and outshine illusions that are covering a lot of society right now. Yes. So my advice to you is, if you're going through it one of those times too, I just have to quickly mention, right? You may be going through a lot of frustration, right? Inner frustration, because there's a lot of conflict. We're going to talk about that in the energy in the chart in a second. But that inner frustration may be with, I know that I'm on my path. I know that I'm moving in the right direction. Yet, for some reason, there's been these roadblocks. There's been people getting in the way. There's been decisions made outside of my control. There's been things that I know are not right behind the scenes happening, but that I have no control over. So that, it's almost like we're put into this quote unquote powerless position or perception of powerlessness. And we're being asked to trust, right? We're being asked to trust that no matter what, love and truth will always win out. Right? There's so many things in society happening right now. Think of a couple of things happening where it's like, we know that they're not right? No right or wrong, but we know that they're not based in love. We know that they're not based for the good of all humanity, right? And yet they're happening anyways. These decisions are being made anyways. And they're being allowed to happen perhaps through fear or manipulation or darkness or illusion, right? And that's a very big prevalent sign of the times, is that there's a lot of darkness, illusion, and manipulation happening all around us and inside of us as well, spiritually. And this is why we call it, if you're new here to this channel, spiritual warfare specifically, because there are, as many of us know, angels and demons, right? There's a great book, Angels and Demons. And there's the angel here, there's the devil on the other shoulder. And what many people don't realize is this represents an internal warfare. And it's the same kind of analogy to, there's an ancient Indian folklore where you have the good wolf and the bad wolf. And your job is to feed as best you can, keep feeding the good wolf. Because when you feed the bad wolf grows, or you feed the good wolf grows, and then whichever one you feed more becomes the dominant influencer of the choices you make in your life. And I feel that's what people are having to choose right now. Are you going to feed your bad wolf? Are you going to feed the devil inside? Are you going to feed your shadow and your fears? Are you going to feed that side of you that is so scared of something happening that you can't control your reaction when that fear arises? Or are you going to feed the side of you that knows, no matter what, that so long as you exist in your truth, everything will be fine? Are you going to feed the side of you that knows that so long as you do right by yourself and everyone around you as best you can, that everything else will be all right? That's a personal choice for all of us to have to make at this particular moment in time. Let's keep going over some more astrology. By the way, Mercury does end, okay? Mercury retrograde does end. I'm going to see what day it exactly ends here. On the 18th of January. Shortly after that, we do have a new moon, I believe on the 19th or the 20th, coming up in Aquarius. I believe it's Aquarius. Let me just check exactly so we know. January 21st, 2023 is the new moon in Aquarius. On the 18th, Mercury comes back out of retrograde. So we'll save that for another video. But for now, let's just start with 18th, Mercury comes out of retrograde. Okay, at the same time as Pluto comes into a conjunction with the Sun at the end degrees of Capricorn. Wow. At the same time, Venus also is about 5 degrees away from Saturn here in Aquarius. So talk about, I mean, pretty, I would say, interesting, difficult, a little bit strenuous times kind of cranking through, right? The end of degrees of Capricorn are very karmic sometimes. They're very rough. They're kind of, a little bit anxiety provoking, but they're also very like, do your duty, do what you have to do, say what you have to say, right? Kind of energy. Venus here helps definitely out with Aquarius, and Saturn being in its own sign traditionally, of course, in Aquarius is helpful as well. Let's look where Uranus is at. Uranus is by the North Node here. So I definitely see this being a time where conversations are very important, especially with Mercury here in Capricorn as well. Transformative conversations that uncover the truth, that uncover, the light, that uncover justice, okay? Authentically. So be prepared around this time, okay? Throughout Mercury retrograde, but really towards the end is what I see here. Moon is also in Sagittarius, to really show up, and to show up in a way that has nothing to hide, where you have taken anything that is kind of that makes you or has made you feel vulnerable, and you take it and you integrate it inside of you. And so you can show up authentically without having to hide anything, and share your version of the truth. Share your version of what you believe is just. Share your version of, what your perception of reality is, and allow that to be, melded in or kind of mixed in with perhaps the perspective of others. But what I really see, because Venus is here, is this is particularly transformative conversations between relationships. So interpersonal relationships here with Venus that are karmic in nature, transformative as well, and potentially have a lot of past life implications to them. So expect a lot of action is what I'm getting here towards the end of Mercury retrograde, particularly around conversations with interpersonal relationships that are significant to you in your life, that do and will make a very big difference karmically. And for the rest of your life as well. Not to mention we've got Juno in Aries, okay, Jupiter here in Aries, Plot of Fortune and Chiron all in Aries. So these are some very deep wounds, specifically around from what I see, like masculine energy. So if there's people or you or anyone dealing with trauma around masculine energy with Chiron here, trauma in relationships around masculine energy, fears around masculine energy, this is going to be one heck of a, it could be a big kind of ordeal or blow up or some type of drama that's escalating or coming up to the forefront here, because Juno here, of course, signals the soulmate or the twin flame or the person, whatever you believe in. Jupiter here, a lot of Fortune Chiron. So that's being put on the center stage, opposing Ceres here. So there's bound to be conflicts in relationships between masculine and feminine energies, or potentially fears or wounds coming up as a result of the masculine energy. Mars is actually also in Gemini here at this time, which is ruled by Aries. So very kind of time for an intellectual reasoning as to how and why the masculine energy has hurt or can be healed through its way of being, right? That's essentially what we're getting here. Collectively, all right? So, and then that's opposing Ceres. So in Libra, by the way. So, and then we mentioned, right, Venus is in Aquarius here. So there's definitely a lot of karma here between masculine and feminine energies in relationships and interpersonally, and around collective or societal or interpersonal wounds happening between the masculine and feminine. Just be aware, if a lot of just deep-seated, rooted fears, maybe around your past relationships or just feelings potentially even from a past life, are coming up and they're coming up in this present life at this present moment with the people around you, you're either karmically involved with those people or you're working through your karma with those people. And so it's a very important opportunity for everyone to get on the same page, for everyone to heal as well. But it will require strength and conviction in truth. Strength and conviction in truth, and not having no fear of backing away from conflict, so long as it's healthy. So long as it's healthy and you are in your truth. Okay? And the truth, the love, as long as you're in your heart, love and truth will always win. Okay? And so I don't see it as a bad thing. It's as a potentially healing thing, but just be ready for all of that. 17th here, we have a great, grand trine action happening here with a lot of sextiles. We do obviously have some oppositions going on, some strong oppositions, but I definitely see these opportunities, sextile and trines, allowing people here, Moon and Sagittarius, and the 17th here, and we're just back working here to see kind of the energy of what's going on. Okay, these are all opportunities from what I can see. These trines, yeah, and then coming back to the 9th here. As Moon progresses through Virgo, it progresses through Libra, and then it progresses through Scorpio here, leading up to the end of Mercury retrograde. I really see a deepening, a spiritual connection or a spiritual deepening of, your personal interests and your personal hobbies becoming more of a lifestyle for you, and an exploration of those personal hobbies becoming the thing that you come to rely on as an anchor, as an anchor in your life to know who you are. So it's a very fantastic time here. As the Moon kind of progresses, without being bothered too much, right, unmolested through these different signs. Okay, a great opportunity to have time and space to be able to focus and really uncover or discover the new anchors, right? Anchor points, what Spirit is saying, in your life to be able to progress forward from there. So we're all establishing collectively new emotional, habitual anchors through our genuine ways of being or our genuine joy. And what I would say, there'll be a highlight on, parts of us, right? Parts of you, parts of us that are out of alignment with deepening, going deeper into exploring the spiritual significance or the societal significance of what you really enjoy or what you really are at this time. Okay, so I expect a spiritual maturity coming in of, I know that I enjoy this particular thing and I am this thing and I'm going to head in this direction and nothing's going to tell me I can, right? I'm now clearly seeing through this Mercury retrograde, because again, it's very interpersonal until the end of Mercury, where it becomes kind of, or it's intrapersonal. How do you say inside of yourself before it becomes interpersonal towards the end? And so this is an opportunity, right, to see clearly the triggers and the things that prevent us from actually participating fully as we are, as we are and as we would like to be. And these will be mostly internal emotional triggers from what I can see and feel throughout this time as well. All right, let's go over one last thing, and then we'll close out with just an ending energetic or channeled message here from the guides and angels. We'll actually open it up for them to share if they'd like to, of course. I'm sure they would. Let's see if there's any. Oh, yeah, right here. So January 12th, 13th, 11th, okay? And so this whole time, right, we've got a beautiful trine between Pallas, the Earth, the collective IC, and Lilith, with Juno, Neptune, Jupiter, and Vesta there in Pisces/Aries and Cancer. So water signs. Good. And then obviously we're going back in time here, but particularly on the 11th here, all right, what I would say is, and Moon here is in Virgo, I believe. It's screen's a little far away from me. A really excellent time to get clear on some future, like what I'm getting is like a future manifestation or a future accomplishment or a future goal of where you'd like to head that is fully, truly in alignment with you. The flow here will be through genuine ideas of where you'd like to be, okay, in accordance with who you are, becoming a reality, particularly both within yourself, but also within relationship. Either your current one now, if you're not in one now, maybe perhaps in the future, if that's what you'd like, okay? Because Juno is here in the mix with Neptune, and Juno is the spiritual soulmate, right? As we mentioned, it's the marital partner, and it's right here in the mix of everything, right? Neptune and Juno. So this is about spiritual clarity, but then more of a manifestation of a vision or a declaration of a vision in conjunction with partnership. Well, by the way, Juno is also 29 degrees with Neptune in its ruling sign of Pisces, trining the Earth with Pallas. So I would say big opportunity to internally take a step forward by declaring what you would like to be able to see, do, have, or experience in both your life, your personal life, as well as your romantic life and the future you are looking to create with yourself and also with a loved one potentially as well. Because this is the big day, January 11th, I feel, where things can pop in. And then if you choose to, be declared and cemented into your energetic body. Okay. Yeah, that's what I see. So, and then just so everyone knows too, and I'm going to finish out with a channel message here, just allow the guides and angels to speak freely. My plan is to actually start to make little mini courses in the form of little, like maybe it could be like 15, 20-minute videos, right? For like not too much money, to allow people to maybe learn how to do some of the techniques I'm talking about in astrology, whether it's, being better in your relationship or internal healing work, or, could be diet or food, right? So if you guys have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments below what kind of mini courses you guys would like to come up with. I just really intuitively feel it's where my soul's kind of leading me, and it's so it's telling me that that's what people are wanting, right? Is easily digestible but very impactful, maybe mini courses that aren't too financially crazy. So that'll be available soon. I'll be probably creating my first one in the next week or two. We'll see. But if you have ideas, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see, and I can consider them now and in the future. So let's finish out with some messages from the guides and angels, loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels, through the power of unconditional love. What is it that we all need to hear for our greatest and highest good at this particular moment in time? For those people watching, those individuals, those souls watching, what is it they need to know right now most? We know, this is the guides and angels collectively, we know that you are going through so much. We are aware of all of the challenges that you seek, that you are facing internally as well as externally. Do not be frightened. Do not be intimidated. Allow whatever it is that is coming up to be faced fully and to be faced clearly. Do not shy away. Do not run. Do not allow these forces, these energies to intimidate you. There is nothing that can intimidate you. There is nothing that should intimidate you. You are more powerful than all of the darkness in the world and the universe and the ethos combined. You as an individual living being, you as an individual cell, have more light inside of you than all of the darkness ever combined or created in the universe. So there is nothing, loved one, that you can succumb to without your permission. Let us say that again. There is nothing you can succumb to without your permission given. Whatever it is you are most fearful of, choose to face it with all of your might, all of your love, all of yourself, and do not back away. There is no more room and no more space for backing away. You are here as you are because you faced the challenges that most people and other souls would have and did crumble to. We want you to know that if you are watching this, how special you are to have survived and to have thrived through all of the treachery and all the treacherous times that have been upon you, both internally as well as for some of you externally as well. We want you to succeed. We need you to succeed. And we are here with you, but the power is in your hands. Do not forget how much power you have in your hands to make things right. We are with you each and every day and each and every way. Do not forget and call upon us as needed, loved one. You are more loved than you will ever know. Do not forget who and what is behind you. We love you. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Sorry, getting a little emotional. That was, I needed to hear that one as well. So thank you for watching. I love you all. Be sure to subscribe, of course, if you want more videos like this. Hit that like button, it really does help. And please let us know how your experience of this video was in the comments below. And we're looking forward to the next one. Bye for now.